Yo, what it be like? I'm here on the Not Regular Show. It's your boy Addy B, man. I'm here with the one and only Stix, bro. Appreciate you joining, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. So we in Chicago still. You know, we're here out here making it happen. And first off, you're like a legendary drummer right now, bro. Like people gotta put some respect on your name. But you know what I'm saying? If people don't know who you are, let them know real quick what you do and who is Stix, you know what I'm saying?
I'm Stix from Chicago. I grew up here all my life. I'm from here, love my city. I grew up playing drums with my father, Greg Landfair Jr, in church and different stuff like that. And from there, I got into to a music school. I basically started a band there called Kids These Days. And then from there, that's kind of where I would say my official birth or start in music or drums happened. That opened a lot of doors and opportunities for me.
Yes, sir.
To be able to do what I do today. And then 15 years later, we Grammy nominated. We won 2 Grammys. Man. We 4 times platinum. We did tour the world with a lot of people's favorite artists. And we blessed our stress.
Man, being not regular, you being unique in your own way. So I did some research. And it's kind of like you've been a young prodigy in a way. So I saw that you won the Grand Drummer contest at a young age. Yeah, best great drummer. So like, what drew you into drumming at first? So like in a way, like what built that passion?
Well, my whole entire family does music. Mm-hmm. Like literally every single person, from my sister to every cousin, every uncle, auntie, like literally every single one has done music in some form. And most of them on a professional level. So music has always just been around and a part of my family and my life and my upbringing.
Yeah.
But I would say what drew me to it and to drum specifically was honestly sitting in church, watching my dad play with his band and stuff. And the drummer he had, Malcolm Banks, who actually taught me everything I know. It was just like, I would honestly just be in church, like mesmerized, like looking at him, just go crazy, like just how much passion. I don't fuck with bugs, rodents and shit.
You got it. It was a little squirrel.
He didn't run. Like, what the fuck?
He just watching us. He's like, we in his
He did not run. That shit bogus. We damn near got his crib.
Yeah, we in his crib. But he you know, he's a spectator. He chilling.
But yeah, so like he just played with just like so much passion.
Shout out to Mr. Malcolm, man.
Yeah,
inspiring.
Thanks. He literally taught me everything I know. But yeah, just so passionate and like about the drums, like I don't know, it just kind of gravitated towards me, and I fed into it. And I just remember being young, being in church, just mesmerized by how crazy they were going. They were like super dope and super talented, and then that's kind of like where the spark came from of like just me being super intrigued.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you won the contest, right?
I'm telling you, bro.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Yeah, he's chilling. I swear, he's chilling.
No, he not.
Yeah, he is. What?
He not. Oh, he finna climb on the garbage. What you doing, cool? Looking for that garbage.
We gonna take a mini break. Take a break. Hold on.
This second.
All right. We back. Yes, sir. Mini intermission, you know what I'm saying? We have the mini intermission. A squirrel, so traumatizing moments.
Yeah, bro. He was running up and down his body. He was literally hitting.
Oh, nah. All right. I'm, you know, shout out to the animals. I don't mess with all animals, but shout out to the animals.
Yeah, shout out to the animals. I don't get you to get y'all. I just don't fuck with y'all.
That's funny, bro. All right, so you said Mr. Malcolm Banks was like a mentor and like a person that inspired you. So after winning, like
I actually came in second place.
Oh, you okay?
I was 16.
And
the nigga who won was like 30.
Oh, dang! So you're a young prodigy, in the making. Like, all right, fire. So
I used to be so nervous, bro, when they was reading off the scores and telling me I won. And all my favorite drummers was telling me like how dope I was and shit. I literally passed out. That's how much I used to like care about. Well, I still care about it that much, but like as a kid, it's like
that drive, that hunger,
that hunger, but also that fear of not being good enough, and just the anxiety come with it. Like, I was really in this shit. I was passing out on the drums just to make it here.
That's fire. So, okay, I'm from a person that's not from Chicago, you know what I'm saying? What is it like growing up and experiencing the life of, like, the creative scene? Like, because I know you have your jam nights, and I feel like you kind of cultivated that on your own, but, like, was that around when you were younger, where they were doing things like that for artists to, like, kind of find creatives and things of that nature?
They suppose. No, not really. I mean, I think it kind of all depends. There were certain programs, but it was different. Like, when we were coming up, there was a lot of city-funded programs, a lot of CPS programs for the youth and the kids to do.
Okay.
And I think that shit needs to come back, because we see what's going on in Chicago and a lot of these neighborhoods right now. And I think the more things we got to do, the better off we are. But there were a bunch of programs like U-Media, which is right down the street at the library, Ravinia, which was close. So a lot of the homies went to Mirror School of Music, which is where me and my homies met, and we started doing the whole Kids These Days thing. So there was a lot of programs, but it was more so like city-funded, like CPS programs.
Okay.
But I think with our age group, we did bring, like, once we were able to give back a little bit, we did, like, you know, put our own spin on some of those events. Chance having open mic.
Yeah.
Similar to a lot of the things we grew up doing and meeting each other at. Me with Jam Night. Like, other people doing other things, us doing lessons, et cetera, et cetera. But, yeah, growing up in Chicago, for me, it was a little while ago. I'm a little older now, but, like, it was super dope, man. It was like we were all together. Like, we all at these events, we all at these open mic, we all throwing these free shows and playing shows with each other. You know, like, I was at Kids These Days when we were in high school, and we were traveling and doing our little thing. We got a little bit of traction, and Chance would be, you know, with us, helping us out with whatever we needed, just along for the ride. Just one of the homies, one of the roadies, one of the friends, you know, tagging along and doing his own thing as well. But it was just super dope in that way, where it's like we really grew up together. This wasn't forced. It wasn't like, you know, people getting hired or like, you know what I'm saying? It's really like we're all friends, and we ended up working together.
And filling in those roles and filling in those moments.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody bringing something to the table. Everybody being creative in their own rights and having something to bring to the table.
Gotcha.
So it was super dope though. Like, and back then it was like, you know, Saba was at certain things, No Name was at certain things. When Smino came around, he was around. Like, it was just a cool collective of, like, just, like, talent from so many different areas and backgrounds, but, like, all under one roof.
Man, that's fire, bro. So, and we need more people like that to do those things, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be that person to, you know, push that for the kids and helping out, and, you know.
For sure.
So, and that's why I rock with, and I had to pull up to your jam night, because I'm like, bro, I've never seen stuff like this where it gives the audience and a platform for artists and creatives to, you know, show their talents, you know what I mean? Exactly. And so speaking of talents, so we're going back to you being a drummer, right? So I you know, I'm doing my research. So you played drums for Frank Ocean in Coachella?
Yeah, I did.
Like 2012?
Something like that.
Yeah. How was that? I've never been to Coachella. I've been very close. Maybe one day I'll go very soon. But how was that experience at a young age? Like, you know,
that was crazy. I was so young. I don't think I realized, like, at that point, I was
magnitude of that.
Yeah, like, I was just so young and ambitious and hungry. Like, I was just trying to do my best and, like, you know, really just do my best. So I was really locked in. Like, again, like, I grew up in the music scene, so a lot of this shit don't, like, excite me. And not to say that in a bad way, but it's just like, I've been around musicians and celebrities my entire life, so I just look at everyone as equal and, like, regular people in a way. Like, obviously some people are super talented at certain things, but yeah, for me it was super dope though. Like, I look back and that's probably one of the craziest things I've ever done. Wow. Fresh off of, or it was right before I think I had wrist surgery.
Oh wow, okay.
So a lot of people don't know, like, like a week before I went out there to do that show, I got a big ass steroid shot in my wrist. I'm like 17, 18, walking around with a lump on my wrist.
Wow.
So like I really was like one-handed damn near, but it all worked out.
You made it happen though.
But yeah, I'm super grateful for Frank. That's like obviously like one of my biggest accomplishments.
Yeah, that's a major.
That's one of my favorite artists. But yeah, that was a crazy experience, man. Especially at a young age.
That's the thing.
Playing with guys like Mike Eisinger from Incubus, like he was a guitar player.
Okay.
So yeah, it was super dope, super exciting, super fun. But I honestly, like I said, like I had a little injury, so I was really just trying to
performing while injured. You was in your mode, you know.
I was
making it happen.
One-handed, bro. Like, I was in rehearsal, like with whole ass cask on my wrist.
Wow.
We made it work.
Okay, so how did you create Kids These Days? How did you come up with that?
So basically, I started going to this music school, Merit School of Music, around like my sophomore year.
Okay.
So that's a school, like, it's like we were going to like a gifted extracurricular program that Chicago had to offer. And if you got accepted on Saturdays, you had to go to school from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Fire.
So you go to school, but it's all music. Like, it's no like real school.
Like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Saturday, but like the whole day is just music.
On the craft.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So imagine your sophomore year, your freshman year, it's Saturday. Woo. You got another whole day of school. It ain't no like waking up going to play. No, you waking up going straight to school on Saturday. But anyway, I'm going there. So I'm getting like, you know, I'm getting the gist of it. I'm getting the hang of it. I'm kind of the new kid on the block. It's kids that might have been in the program for a few years. I'm seeing, you know, who the cool kids are, blah, 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 who maybe I'm interested in hanging with or playing with, et cetera, et cetera. And then I hear my homie Nico Segal. It was like Nico, Liam Cunningham, and I think maybe Lane.
Okay.
And I just hear them like, yo, we should start a band where we play like different styles of music, like after school, blah, blah, blah. And I can't cap. Nico was kind of like probably the coolest, most known nigga and like the rawest nigga. Like he was first chair in most of the shit.
Wow.
In the school for real. So it's like I hear him talking to like Liam and Lane, like, yeah, we need a drummer. So I'm hearing this shit. I literally hop on the drums. I'm just hearing them like over talk, and I just start going crazy, like fuck it. And Nico literally looks over and like, we should use him. Wow. I swear. So they already talking about starting this band. So now I enter the chat type shit, and now it's like 4 of us. We ended up bringing we ended up like, you know, including JP somehow, or JP might have already been talked about. He was like the rawest trombone player in the whole shit. So him and Nico locked in. So basically it kind of started there. And then we shifted that to going to Liam's crib. So again, Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., we're going to music school. So now that we got this idea to start another band, now from 6 p.m. to like 12 a.m., we going to Liam crib after music school. So Saturdays, we literally 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. to 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. A whole more than 12 hours, we rocking out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the morning, we playing jazz, and we had orchestra, and we doing that type of shit. And then we going to Liam's house, and we rocking out. We playing rock, hip hop, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We rock it out. So that's kind of how it started. And then I want to say Nico might have brought Macy and Vic. I know for a fact he brought Vic. We were looking for a rapper for a while. And Nico was like, we tried out a few different people. And eventually, I think we had already been talking about Vic. But at one point, Nico was like, man, I'll bring Vic.
Yeah.
Vic came through, never left, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of how it was formed. Like, it was kind of started at a music school. We shipped to Liam's house. And then we just started inviting people. And then that was like kind of our core group. And then, yeah, we would literally rock out every Saturday from like, again, 8 p.m. to like 12 a.m. And that's kind of how it started. And we just kind of never stopped. We
took over, and
kind of did our little thing, yeah.
That's fire, bro.
I remember the name came from like a bunch of brainstorming, but I think Vic, it was one point we were all together. Vic was somewhere else, and he was just like, sending like 1 million names to like this group chat, I think. And like band names. Obviously Vic is the wordsmith, so he was just sending like hella shit, random shit. And then we saw Kizzy's days and we all kind of collectively agreed like, yeah, that's the one.
Wow. Impressive, bro. Like, so at what age were you at this age? Well, like
at this point, I'm like a sophomore.
So like maybe like 20, like 19, 20?
Like younger, like probably like 17, 16.
Like high school.
Yeah, this high school. This high school. None of us, we didn't go to college.
Gotcha. Yeah.
We went straight to music.
Yeah.
Music high, whatever. College was.
Yeah. So y'all was just taking over at that age, making a name for yourself, and then just going around the city tearing it up.
We dropped the EP that my dad produced and basically fronted the studio time for.
Wow.
And then we shot a video called My Days up in the Apple Orchard. Vic and Austin, I think, maybe. But Vic was like the treatment guy, the creative guy. So Vic picked this Apple Orchard, and we came up there and did this video called My Days. Go look it up.
Okay.
And that shit, we dropped it, and that shit like literally kind of like blew us up.
Man.
It didn't do the crazy viral numbers niggas do today.
Yeah, but like at that time,
like at that time, like 2011, 2010,
Major,
dropped some shit in 1 week it's 20K, and we literally like just some random kids. We ain't never uploading nothing on YouTube. We got 20K in a week. And from there, it's like
it went up.
Like labels was reaching out. We was doing shows. And we was doing our thing.
That's fire, bro. Okay, so I want to talk about also you going into winning a Grammy or your first Grammy, right? Yeah. So with Coloring Book.
Yeah.
How was that? And also producing, how did you get into, engineering and producing? Because I know you play drums, but how did you get into the world of that as well?
So obviously I was drumming and playing for Chance for years. Coloring Book came around, but we had been doing a few projects before then, like surf and stuff. And I had been feeling, just honestly speaking, a little left out because I wasn't producing, and they all were in the studio producing. Like obviously Nico plays multiple instruments, plays keys. Nate Fox is a incredible producer. Yeah, obviously Chance on the mic. But being a live drummer, I found myself just being a little neglected at the time with the music. Not even neglected, but just like I wasn't really needed, to be honest. Like at the time, also this is 2012, or no, this is probably 2014. The music has shifted to
more
electronic, a lot of synthetic sounds. So that was kind of just what it was. And a lot of times I would just find myself waiting all right, when is the one live drum moment of the record,
Yeah.
And your breakout moment. Kind of I just wanted more for myself too. I just wanted to be more a part. I'm seeing these guys go crazy and create these records. I really just wanted to be more a part of it. So that's why I took on the producing. I started doing that. And basically by Coloring Book, I had got I would say, at producing. And I ended up sending Chance a bunch of beats. And I sent a bunch of the Chance type beats, the more whatever that was at the time.
Yeah.
Working on Coloring Book, so maybe gospel influence or happy sounding things, whatever I thought he would like or that would fit in with the other stuff he was making.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the folder together, and I randomly throw this random trap beat that I made into the folder, not thinking shit of it. And then he ends up picking that beat. He ends up getting on it. He does the mixtape shit. And I'm like, bro, what? It's always the one that you don't think is going to make it, or you don't think it's
you don't care much for it. You're they love it, yeah.
And he ended up loving it. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. So that was cool. And then I remember, this is crazy. I don't know. Basically, we was in the studio one day. Frank came and played a bunch of shit. And then it was all fire. I think this was for Blonde, maybe.
Wow. Is this an exclusive?
Yeah.
Bro,
I didn't really want to say the name, but
you didn't have to. But hey, you hear it on the Not Regular.
Yeah. So I think we were in New York at the time, and basically Frank played hella hot ass shit from Blonde. Man. He leaves the studio, and I think it might be just me and Chance in the room at this moment.
Okay.
Possibly it's somebody else, but I think it's just me and him. But I remember him just looking at me and being like, well, he don't got this shit though. And he pushes play on mixtape, but I'm just like, damn. That kind of just gave me that confidence, yeah, like
Man.
I can do this shit.
Yeah.
Shit. But yeah, that was kind of how that came together though. Like,
Damn.
yeah.
Okay, so when you're in your engineering bag, like what do you like to go for you? Because I know you are like an artist, like you make music for yourself, and how do you differentiate like what you want for what an artist is wanting? Like, like how do you kind of get in that bag? Like I think Chance or Vic or whoever you might be working with that SZA, anyone in
So
the
I don't
world.
really engineer. I'm like more so a producer. I don't really engineering for real.
Okay.
But I'm producing.
Producing
like,
my
putting records together. But to answer your question, my bad. I'm high. What was the question again?
How did you differentiate from like producing for certain artists, like other than yourself as well?
I think honestly, again, like a lot of like it goes to my background, like being in kids these days. Like I was literally in a band with a jazz trumpeter, a trombone player that's super fucking funky and like R&B neo soul ish. Like I mean, he's a lot of other things, but like I feel like at the time at least that was kind of like his bag. A crazy rapper that listens to hip hop but also listens to Led Zeppelin. And, you know what I'm saying? Like just a wide variety of things at a young age. And then I'm with like, you know, Liam, who's listening to Bob Dylan and the Beatles, and like Macy, who's like classically trained violinist. Like, so it's like so many different styles of music that I was getting put on by these people, and also like having to play, because it's like, you know, if we're writing a song together, Liam gonna bring those Beatle elements. Sometimes I might have to bring those drums.
Gotcha.
Vic is gonna bring those, you know, rock and roll, Beastie Boys, Led Zeppelin, like what have you, like, you know, whatever he's into, he's gonna bring those elements. So I gotta rock out sometimes. I gotta study John Bonham as well as Ringo Starr. But to answer your question, I think that translates into my producing. It's just like I listen to so much music. It's like if I hear something, I'm gonna be able to adapt and to play just off of my experience of having to do that in a band with 8 different people with 8 different backgrounds. Some days I gotta play jazz. Some days I gotta adapt hip hop. Some days I gotta go to church and play gospel. Some days I want to rock out and be in a rock band. Some days I want to play with a pop star. So it's like, I think the versatility from coming from playing drums and having to adapt to so many different things kind of translated into producing. So I kind of just try to really, a lot of it is just listening. Like if you listen to something, if you're a capable musician, listening, like you're going to be able to replicate or replay, or at least, you know, put your take on what you're listening to. So a lot of it is like just listening. Like if a lot of times I might just be creating, so whatever comes out, comes out. But if I do have to create for someone specifically, like a lot of times I'll just listen to a few songs, just get into that mode and kind of go from there.
Man. And I feel like a lot of producers that are trying to be like artists might need to hear that too, because they don't really know like how to differentiate it. And when you're coming up and you're trying to find your sound, but then you want to help build another or create another sound. And you got to pull from all these sounds of other artists and things. That's kind of, you know.
It's fun for me. It keeps me on my toes. It's like, it doesn't make it boring. Like I wake up and I make music every single day. I make a beat, I make a song, I listen to music. So like, I don't take no days off except for really Sundays. So
gotcha.
For me, it's like, it helps me being able to be a drummer and do all these different styles of music. Also be a producer, do all these different styles of music. Also co-write with other writers and artists. Also do my own shit when I feel like, you know, get something off my chest I want to talk about. That's a lot of times when I make my own music, when I just feel a type of way and I want to talk about it.
Right.
But yeah, so it helps me just keep this shit fun, because any too much of one thing could just
can get it over redundant. Redundant. You feel like what is this? Yeah. Okay, so how did you get connected with SZA and get on the track Snooze, and like how did that?
I didn't do Snooze.
Or what song did you?
I did Gone Girl.
Gone Girl?
I did Supermodel.
Yeah. All right, how did you get a part, and how did you guys
I'm gonna keep it a buck. My homie Script. Shout out my homie Script. They needed a drummer when they were on tour. This was before Control. And basically, my homie was tour managing and A&Ring her at the moment.
Yeah.
At the time. And he hit me up like, yo, we need a drummer. And like the rest is history. I locked in, like it was genuine. Like they had a real relationship. They were really like friends. Like a lot of my shit, like I'm friends outside of music. Like
real life. It's not just internet. This is where other people that be on the internet all day.
This shit all about relationships.
Yeah.
And like genuine ones. Like people like you can go out to dinner and hang out with, right over to the crib or do something outside of your craft with. Those are the ones that most time like you're gonna end up making your money with, because it's like they the ones who gonna invite you to the studio and invite you to those rooms that
they got the key to.
Yeah, because you're able to do shit outside of that and be a good person outside of that. So that's really what it comes down to. Like
that's fire.
I could still, you know, text SZA to this day. I'm sure if I see Frank, it's still love. Like me and him, like we've hung out before and, you know, did stuff outside of music. And he was coming over and, you know, rocking with the homies, pulling up on us dolo, like just chilling.
Being him.
Being regular people.
Yeah. That's fire, bro. Okay, so if there is an artist that you want to work with, or someone that you know in upcoming that you're like, man, I want to work with this, or someone you got like that, you know, we might be able to connect, or somebody might know?
I want to work with everybody, honestly. Everybody that's dope. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't no real like super fan of nobody that I could think of right now off bat. I'm sure it is somebody, but I just want to work with it's a lot of amazing artists. I'm really also right now like focusing on my own shit.
Yeah.
But also like building up other younger artists that I'm like connected to directly. So I ain't really been like thinking of like my dream placement or like the biggest, coolest artist I could work with.
Do you feel like since you've been on top of the mountain for a while, you've seen the top of the mountain in a way that you're like, it's not like you don't really have to go out and reach too much in a way? Or do you feel like, you know, you're always in that search?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I want to work with everybody and make a lot of money, so I wouldn't say that. But it's just like, again, like this industry is so much about relationships. I just feel like at this point it doesn't make sense for me to chase like other big ass artists.
Yeah, that makes sense.
At this point, like if they want to include me and want to work with me, cool. But like for me to just spend all my energy chasing behind like these super big artists that literally have every dopest producer and musician
and they can pick anyone,
it's like it just don't make sense to me to do that. Like I have tried that, but it's just like, again, like I was blessed though, like all my relationships have been genuine. There's a chance to Frank, like I've all met them like through real genuine
real life
shit,
moments,
like, through real people that they actually hang out with and are connected to. So
that's fire.
I've just been blessed to be able to have those real relationships.
Gotcha.
But
Okay. I'm not gonna hold you up too much longer, but if a person or a younger individual wanted to do what you're doing, what's like one tip, you know, or like 1 or 2 tips like you could give them for advice to like that you wish you would have known?
That I wish I would have known?
Yeah. Before like getting into the life.
I don't know. Again, like I think I've been kind of blessed, and I had a kind of easy path just because I literally just been making shit with my friends and put it on the internet, and people like it, and they end up somehow giving us money for it. So it's like I ain't really had to like go through a lot for real or like struggle for real in the industry. Like I was super young at 16 doing this shit just because I loved it, and it worked out at an early age. So it's like I was blessed.
That's a blessing, hey, for real.
Yeah, I was blessed. But I would say my advice would be obviously consistency. Like you're not going to be able to compete at the highest level or have longevity without that. Like this has to be an everyday thing that you actually love to do.
Yeah.
Not for me.
So you are who you hang around.
Yeah, you are who you hang around. So really just surround yourself with people that are better than you, people that you can learn from, and people that inspire you. I think that was my biggest thing. Again, like a lot of my shit goes back to Kizzy's days, but like I was so inspired by all these dope ass musicians.
Yeah.
That pushed me to go so much harder, practice so much harder, want to be so much better, want to learn these different, like, bro, I came from an ignorant place. I would say as my childhood. Like I'm only listening to the radio, I'm only listening to 50 Cent, like Like, I didn't even really listen to Kanye, like, once I, like, for real, like, I was in, like, a ghetto mind state, so it's, like, being around them and being able to be like, no, I could listen to the Led Zeppelin, this shit is dope. I love that. John Bonham is now one of my favorite rappers. I could go listen to Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke is probably my favorite artist ever, favorite songwriter ever.
Respect.
I could go listen to, you know, Herbie Hancock or what have you, like, so it's, like, also just surrounding yourself with the right people. You want to be around people that are better than you, that are, and not like better than you at life.
I know what you mean.
Like, you know what I mean?
Sharpening,
like, you know, that's going to motivate you, that you can learn from, and that's going to make you push yourself.
Yes, sir.
It's a saying, like, if you hang around a bunch of millionaires, like, you'll be the next one type shit. I don't know how
I know what you mean, like the ninth person.
It's that mindset of, like, you got to be in the right circle. You can't be saying you want to do this, but you over here hanging with all these people that don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's also that, just being open to new experiences and relationships, because a lot of the people that we can learn from, or that we can build with, or that we might end up building with, might look totally different, might come from a totally different place, might be into totally different entertainment or arts or music, whatever you're doing, than you. But that might be what brings whatever it is you need to be brought out of you to be great, you know?
Oh, that's the real gems right there. That's for real.
But yeah, consistency and, like, who you surround yourself with.
Relationship building, and team around you. Okay, last question. Since this is a not regular, so, like, what makes Stix not regular? What makes you stand out and makes you different and uniquely you, man?
I always just been me. I always never, ever, ever cared what nobody thought or said about me. And I just march to the beat of my own drum. That nigga ugly. I'm authentically, like, myself, and I'm not a follower, and yeah, I'm just me, for real.
Man, that's real, bro. I appreciate you joining the show, Stix. Thank you, bro. Great, bro. Yes, sir. Peace.